about schools. It is also me wondering about schools because of the procedures you try and time and again try to impose on this court. It's based only on the procedures you try and run before this court, which makes me wonder, because it's not there in the Criminal Procedure Act, it's not there in any writing or any court.
Thank you, Lordship. Let's cut to the chase. Can I consult with my client, accused 3, if it's amenable for anybody to lay his or her eyes on his consent? Can I approach him?
Advocate Baloy.
As a court case,
it's about him wanting opportunity to consult.
We don't have a problem with that, my lord.
Advocate Michelle.
No, I have no objection, my lord.
Thank you, Lordship.
How long?
No, it's not. It's the longest is a 60 seconds.
Okay.
Thank you, Lordship. It was not interpreted, and I don't know how are we going to cross that.
Mr. Interpreter?
All that has been said, it was not interpreted.
Before I interpret, my lord, can I make a request to the court, my lord, to the court? The way, and it's always been coming from the defense side. It's as if now I don't know when to interpret or how to interpret. The defense would go on and on and on and on. As court officials, they should know. You speak and you stop. You speak and you stop. They go on. So I don't write everything. When it suits them, they stop and say it must be interpreted, as if I don't know when to interpret. Can the court just assist me there, my lord? Because now I end up not writing everything that they are saying. So if, as it is done when a witness is here, you speak, you stop, and then the interpretation. Now it would seem to the accused I don't want to interpret, whereas the defense takes the whole day to speak and expect me to interpret. Can I please ask the court to assist in that regard?
Mr. Interpreter, I have always been praying almost that this doesn't happen. The last thing that can happen is for you to lose your patience. This is court as presented by the 4 of us. It may be very unlike anything you have experienced, but now you are requested to interpret. And I'm giving you the opportunity, and maybe also saying, to the extent that I also might have contributed in you not getting comfort from the process, we apologize. But it's the time now for you to interpret so that we can move forward.
Your Lordship, coming in there, I honestly agree with the interpreter, because the answer I said, I don't have an appetite
but
to further.
But won't you let him interpret and we move forward? For God's
when
sake,
you say the defense,
let him interpret and we move forward. Whatever you have, you will say it when you rise.
No, that's
Please
the time
let
now.
him interpret. Please, again,
before you can
I
start,
don't know for how many times, sit down so that he interpret. Please, Advocate Teffo.
All right, it's fine. Let me go to my client.
Ngizokhumbula ke Mnumzana ukuthi isizathu noma ke injongo yokuthi icala lehlehliselwe namuhla bekunodaba ke olavezwa ke uyena ke ummeli.
Sorry, Mr.
Okay.
Sorry. Thanks for your indulgence, Your Lordship. I consulted with accused 3. He said is for as long as his desire will be done accordingly, he's amenable to my colleagues to go through it. Thereafter, it can be handed. They can go through it. Don't know whether it will be in the sense of one by one or ask the court to do the copies. Actually, I think the copies will be viable solution.
I think we'll request the secretary to generate copies
Yes.
whilst he does the interpretation.
My proposal is that, yes.
Becala ke lihlehliselwe namuhla ngenhloso ke noma ngalokho kwavezwa ke udaba lavezwa uyena ummangalelo wokuqala ukuya ke kowesine ukuthi ke icala kwangafanele ukuthi liqulwa noma lilalelwa kuyona lenkantolo. Olwesibili ke udaba kwayidokodo noma ke alamadokodo amabili u63610 ka2014 kanye ke no3751 ka2019. Inkantolo ke yanikeza ke isikhathi ngizokhumbula ke ngelanga lahlehliswa ngalicala ukuthi ke ummeli wabamangalelwa laba abaneke uzothi ke kube uyena ke ofaka ke amaphepha akhe eletha leso sicelo kwaze kwanikezwa nesikhathi ke futhi la kwakufanele khona ukuthi umshushisi kanye naye ke ummeli kamangalelwa wesihlanu ukuthi baphendule. Kodwa ke umshushisi uthe masetshela inkantolo ukuthi ke akunalutho olwenziwa kuso sonke lesi sikhathi uyena ke ummeli wabamangalelwa abane, ingakho ke bengakhonanga yena ke kanye naye ke uadvocate Mshololo ukuthi ke baphendule noma kube khona abakushoyo kuyona lenkantolo. Yabe inkantolo ke isingenelela ke isikhuluma ke yathi inkantolo noma ke ngaso sonke isikhathi noma wonke umuntu obandakanyekayo kulecala inkantolo abameli kanye naye umshushisi ngaso sonke isikhathi uma bekhuluma ke wonke umuntu ugcizelela ekuthini lecala leli ke alisheshiso noma ke aliqube ngokusheshayo. Kodwa ke inkantolo ayinalutho noma ayinawo amaphepha aphambi kwayo nanjengoba kwakuvunyelwene ngelanga lokugcina inkantolo ihlezi. Yabe ke inkantolo isimcela ke yena ke ummeli wabamangalelwa abane ukuthi ke ayitsheleke noma ayazise ukuthi nanjengoba sila namuhla kwenzekani ke wabesesho ke ummeli ukuthi cha akulona iqiniso ukuthi akunalutho olwenzekile kukhona ke okubhaliwe nabe singenelela ke nala inkantolo isho khona ke ukuthi inkantolo ifisa nje yona ukwazi ukuthi yini eyenziwe sesizofikelela khona la. Ummeli wabamangalelwa abane ke uyitshelile ke inkantolo ukuthi ke khona ke okwenzekile ngokuthi nge-29 zika June kuwona lo nyaka wahlangana naye uadvocate Baloyi wabeke la khona ke esemchazela khona ke ukuthi abasaqhubekiki ngodaba lokuthi icala akumele liqulwe kuyona lenkantolo kodwa ke sebezofaka isicelo sakhe usection 6B la khona ke uthe umebhalela yena ke uadvocate Baloyi wabe nayo ke inkantolo kanye naye ke uadvocate Mshololo ebathumela ke yona leyo ncwadi leyo. Futhi ke kwiviki lendlule uphindile futhi wakhulumisana naye ke uadvocate Baloyi wamtshela ke ukuthi empeleni ke lo section 6B lowo ke unakiwe noma kukhona ke okwenziwayo ngako lokho. Wabe secela ke isikhathi ukuthi ke ngaphambilini nje ukuthi iqhubeke wacela isikhathi ke sokuthi akhulumisane nabamangalelwa ababili abangene emuva kwesikhathi nje ngaphambilini kokuthi inkantolo ke iqale. Phendulile ke uadvocate Baloyi wathi nge-18 zika June 2022 kunesicelo ke esafika ke noma ke awasithola sisuka kuyena ke uadvocate Teffo efuna ke eminye imininingwane mayelana nalo icala. Nge-20 zika June 20 kuyona lo nyaka baphendula ke bewumbuso kuleso sicelo leso nge-30 zikaJuni 2022 wasephendula-ke u-Advocate Teffo noma-ke ummeli wabamangalelwa abane ephendula kuleyo ncwadi-ke eyabhalwa nge-20 zikaJuni 2022 ukuthi yena-ke leyo ncwadi leyo ayeyibhalile wayeyibhalele umphenyi noma-ke umseshi walo icala kanye futhi noCommissioner wamaphoyisa. Ngakho-ke impendulo ebengayilindele kumbuso noma-ke kubeshushisi kodwa ebelindele kulabo ababili ayebabhalele. Futhi-ke kuphindile kwabhalwa-ke nange-30 zikaJuni yena-ke ummeli wabamangalelwa abane esechaza-ke ukuthi akuselona-ke udaba lokuthi icala leli liqulwa kuyiphi inkantolo. Ziwu-4 kuyona le nyanga uJulayi 20 kuyona lo nyaka esikuwona-ke. Uphindile futhi-ke ummeli wabe esebhalela wona-ke umbuso echaza-ke nala ukuthi-ke lesa sinqumo sangaphambilini-ke abasaqhubeki ngaso kodwa-ke sebemanje befaka isicelo sakhe-ke usection 6B. Injongo-ke noma inhloso yokuthi-ke siqhubeke noma sibe khona la bekungamadokodo amabili kwakunye futhi-ke ikhona-ke nencwadi ngokusho kwakho umshushisi efakiwe noma yafakwa nge-4 zikaJulayi 2022 ifakwa-ke kulona-ke ihhovisi lekuyena owengamele noma ophethwe ezokushushisa. Futhi-ke kuzofanele ukuthi kulindelwe-ke imiphumela-ke ukuthi bazophendula bathini kuleyo ncwadi leyo. Uthe-ke uma ngabe u-Advocate Baloyi esezama-ke ukuthi aveze udaba lokuthi-ke wayichaza-ke ukuthi-ke abeshushisayo la ePitoli yibona abathatha isinqumo sokuthi akushushisweke kulona lecala leli ukuthi-ke kuzoba khona ukukhulumisana-ke phakathi kowengamele ezokushushisa kuzwelonke kanye-ke nalabo abashushisa la ePitoli. Yila khona-ke esesukuma khona-ke u-Advocate uTeffo-ke wathi-ke cha uyamcela-ke ukuthi akangabi saqhubeka-ke ngalokho. Phindile-ke futhi wabe secala leso sikhathi-ke ila inkantolo imnikeze khona-ke isikhathi sokuthi-ke akahamba yokhulumisana nabo. Kwase kunikezwa-ke u-Advocate Msholo isikhathi-ke sokuthi akhulume naye washo-ke ukuthi cha kudaba-ke oluye lavezwa-ke ukuthi akube nale ncwadi kaMangalelwa wesithathu efundwayo khona la enkantolo. Isicelo-ke bekuwukuthi-ke kube uyena uTolika oyifundayo. Impela-ke inkantolo iye yavuma-ke kodwa nje ngaphambilini kwalokho yafuna-ke ukuzwa phakathi kwakhe u-Advocate Baloyi naye u-Advocate Mshololo. Washo-ke u-Advocate Mshololo ukuthi cha yena-ke leyo ncwadi leyo bekufanele ukuthi iqala-ke ngaphambilini kokuthi yafundwe enkantolo ibonwe-ke uyena nanjengoba emele ummangalelwa wesihlanu kanye naye-ke umshushisi. Yebo-ke singacabanga nje ukuthi-ke imayelana nesimo sokungaphatheki kahle kwakhe ummangalelwa wesithathu ejele. Kodwa-ke thina-ke asiyazi ukuthi yini ebhalwe lapho futhi-ke asisitholanga isikhathi sokuthi silungiselele futhi siphendule kuyona leyo ncwadi leyo. Noma ngabe-ke ingafundwa-ke leyo ncwadi leyo akukho okuzokwenzeka ngoba-ke kuzofanele ukuthi-ke noma-ke abasejele noma abaphethe ijele babe khona-ke bathole nabo ithuba lokuthi bayiphendulele kulezo yinsolo lezo ezikhona kuleyo ncwadi leyo. Kuzofanele futhi-ke ukuthi kwenziwe ngendlela-ke okwenziwe ngayo ngaphambilini ukuthi-ke kusheshiswe ukuqula noma inqubela phambili yecala. Futhi-ke akunyakushilo ukuthi-ke nenkinga-ke ukuthi nginganikezwanga ithuba lokuthi ngiphendule ngoba namuhla-ke noma kusasitshelwe inkantolo ngaphambilini ukuthi kuzofanele ukuthi-ke siphenduleke kuloko kuzobe kubhalwe uyena ummeli wakhe ummangalelwa wokuqala noma labo abane. Kodwa-ke ngiyayixolisa inkantolo ukuthi angizange ngikwenze lokho ngoba-ke akunalutho engakuthola engangizophendula kukona. Ngicela-ke ukuthi inkantolo nasiphi esinye isicelo esizothi senziwe-ke namuhla inkantolo ingasinaki ngoba siyazi ukuthi namuhla besizele nje okubili kuphela indaba yokuthi icala liqulwa kuphi khona kule nkantolo kanye futhi-ke namadokodo amabili. Akukho neyodwa-ke kuloko noma kulezo-ke eyenziwe. Bese ngicela-ke ukuthi inkantolo-ke asikho isizathu sokuthi inkantolo ihlale futhi ilalele-ke nasiphina esinye isicelo ngoba inhloso yanamuhla-ke akusaqhutshekwa ngayo. Yimina-ke umuntu osaqhubeka-ke ebuza ufakazi. Ngizocela-ke ukuthi inkantolo icala ilihlisele i-4 zikaSeptember ngize ngibe ngiyaqeda-ke ngaye ufakazi okhona la enkantolo. Yabe simtshela-ke inkantolo u-Advocate uMshololo ukuthi-ke ayikwazi-ke ukuthi ingalinaki udaba oluvezwayo-ke lokuthi ukhona-ke impilo yomunye wabamangalelwa esengcupheni. Inkantolo-ke ayifuni uma ngabe-ke ukuthi uma sekuphinde kubuywa-ke kubuye sekuthiwa-ke ukhona ongekho ngoba ukhona oshonile. Inkantolo ayingeke, yebo noma ngabe inkantolo ingavuma ukuthi incwadi ayifundweke, kodwa ngeke ithathe isinqumo ukuthi-ke kuzokwenzekani noma akwenziweni-ke ngalokho okubhaliwe kuleyo naleyo ncwadi, inganikezanga ithuba abasejele noma abaphethe ejele ukuthi nabo bazoyiphendulela kuleyo ncwadi.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Your Lordship. The copies are done. I distributed to both my learned colleagues, the state and accused number 5. And there is a copy for the court. I think I'll be in their hands as to how long do they need to read the letter. Then they will guide the court. Thank you, Lord.
As a court, please, my lord, I've just perused the letter. My suggestion, my lord, will be that perhaps we can stand down the matter so that we discuss it with correctional services as we've done in the past, and they've been very cooperative. That would be my suggestion, my lord.
I agree with the state, my lord.
Your Lordship, the copies have been done for the purpose of this letter to be read, as just a humble request of my accused number 3. It cannot be that after the copies were done, now there is a somersaulting now. Let the matter stand down. We are going to consult with the authority. Because it was in response to Advocate Mushololo. The court said, I would not. The court said it's not amenable to ignore. This happened to be serious allegations. By our own judgment, as the accused 1 to 4 counsel, these are serious allegations. We cannot afford to defer them to the next time, which we don't know. There is no justice that is happening to my client, to accused number 3. And in our maxim, in terms of the law, it says justice delayed is justice denied. My client is suffering. And I can feel this excruciating pain on his behalf. It cannot be felt by Mushololo. It cannot be felt by Waloi. That's my due diligence, where it comes, that I persuade this honorable court to humbly, and humbly so, accede to the request that the letter be read. We are not saying, Your Lordship, after the letter would have been read, we are not saying the court should issue order. The court should do something. We are saying the court may hear the conditions under which this accused number 3, who happened to be before this honorable court, how he has been made to live a daily life in prison. It's not about that accused number 3, Your Lordship, is asking that Hoshimampuru be changed into a 17-star hotel. He is not canvassing for that prison be a hotel where we live in comfort. He's saying, I'm suffering. And more so, he has been transferred from Johannesburg prison to this prison where he is complaining about the conditions, that he was never subjected under this condition while he was still at Johannesburg prison. So this is what he's asking. And he does have a local standing insofar as his complaint is concerned. He does have a jurisdiction because this court is the one that is presiding over his trial against him of such a serious allegation.
He has jurisdiction.
This
You mean
court,
accused number 3.
this court has got jurisdiction to hear. Thanks for correction. So he himself, he does have a local standing, and the court has got a jurisdiction to entertain his complaint. Is it correctly corrected, Your Lordship?
Let's proceed. Let's proceed.
Thank you. This is my submission, Your Lordship. We don't agree with deferring this matter to another next time. Because this, as I said, there may not be next time. It's possible. The condition under which we are living in these days, as the court has correctly said, the pathology events coming in and out at the correctional centers. It's my humble plea that may the humble cry of my client, accused number 3, be heard in this court today before it's too late. Thank you.
My Lord, what the state had in mind was that we adjourn perhaps until 2 so that we can get in touch with the head of prison, bring this to their attention, and for them to see is there anything that they can do to assist in terms of what is permissible and what is not permissible. And in that way, my Lord, I think we'll be, addressing the real issues and not just merely listening to the concerns. So I would suggest that maybe we take an adjournment and the matter is taken up with the head of prison and we can then report back.
I'm also asking myself if in the event where you don't get the relevant people who are authorized to provide you with what you need, given I haven't seen the letter because I haven't heard any of you saying that you consent to the letter, to the court being exposed to that letter. But to the extent that it has to do with the well-being, if not the safety of the accused, especially accused number 3, to the extent that you may not achieve that, I propose that we look at an interim position where accused number 3 may be incarcerated anywhere. I hear all the time when Advocate Teffo rises on this point, I hear him mentioning a specific prison. And I have a problem with that because I don't think people awaiting any trial should have a choice about that. But equally, I am concerned about the nature of the issues being raised, being the safety or the survivor, if I may put it that way, of an accused person. So to the extent that I want to agree with what you are saying about an adjournment for arrangements, to if it were to be that you still don't have a position, there should be an interim arrangement about where accused number 3 will be incarcerated until the complaint is given attention.
As a court, please, it will be one of the issues that will canvass, with them as well.
Udaba olungayo ummangalelwa wesithathu ke umshushisi uyacela ke noma bekunesicelo ke sokuthi ke nanjengoba beqeda unikezwa ke amakhophi umshushisi kanye naye ke ummeli kammangalelwa wesihlanu babheka ke noma besafunda ke incwadi ke ukuthi yini ebhaliwe kuyona ke babe sebecela ke ukuthi nje bacela ke umshushisi ucela ukuthi bakhulumisane nabo ke abengamele noma abaphethe ke ejele sizobuya ke noma sibuye ngo2 kuzobhekwa ke ukuthi ke yini ke isixazululo esingakhona ke uma ngabe singatholakala ke isixazululo ileso ke isicelo esenzwa uyena umshushisi ukuthi ke okwamanje ke bafisa nje ukuthi bakhulumisane nabo abaphethe kulona ke ijele leli ummangalelo wesithathu ke athi ke akaphathekile kahle kulona.
Yes, please, Court, Your Lordship. This proposal or mentality from the side of the state to say, let's first hear the present authority before this letter could be read. I knew the contents of the letter myself. So previously, when the request was made, I was given that opportunity to approach accused number 3 to find out from him if is he amenable for any of my colleagues to lay his or her eyes on the letter. He's more than willing, as long as at the end of the day the contents can be read to this court and the court here. So now what will be, I'll be wondering, as per the state's proposal, that now they've got the copies. You want the matter, the court to adjourn so that you can canvass the contents of the letter, which you don't even know. The court never heard about them. Then you discuss with the present authority. What are you discussing with the present authority for something that you don't know? I was thinking that
if the court makes an order, will it not be the prison authority that has to carry out that order?
At the moment, Your Lordship, we don't know how, after the letter may be read, we don't know how the court is going to react towards this. The reaction of the court, because one thing for sure, the court has to react towards these contents. So we may not know how so. And it's not what we are saying that the court must act according to the letter or according to the concern of the complaint. And it's what also was said by Mshololo. What's surprising also, that you don't know the contents, but you don't want this thing to be read. And this person is not your client.
So
how?
You will not want the court to act. You just want the court to hear there's a letter, these are the contents.
You want the letter to be read to the court? And then?
It ends there.
No, I'm not. I say, one thing for sure.
No, you did say it won't require the court to act.
To act.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
And
to
I want
act
to.
Is to make a ruling. Or to decide on the contents of the letter.
This is allegations, and I want to qualify my allegations to you. As the way when you say court, we mean you, Justice Mohammed, isn't it? Am I right?
Proceed.
Thank you. We call you. You are a judge. You are a court. And the court is a human.
Be reminded about that.
The court is a human being. The court is a grandfather. The court is a father. The court is a husband. The court is an uncle. The court is a human being. There's no way, Justice Mohammed, you cannot react after you heard this, if that opportunity to read this is given. If you cannot definitely react, I don't know what I'll tell myself. And my great-grandson, after I've gone in this world, that at one stage I was before this court, never reacted. never feel anything, never had a feeling.
What are you talking about?
No, what I'm saying is that one thing for sure, if this letter can be read, the court will definitely say to the state, is there no way that something can be done? Only after it would be read. Not now that Baloyi will talk to someone that he doesn't even know what he's talking to him about. So it would be a waste of time to stand down until 2 o'clock and then Baloyi talk to someone, prison authority, for something that he doesn't know. So I'm humbly trying to...
So if this, because I want to be very clear.
Yes.
So if this doesn't find agreement, you agree that we will leave matters as it is and look at the next coming date for this case? Because because you heard what I said to Advocate Baloyi.
After the letter would you have read?
I mean, if you don't agree, if the three of you don't agree about, because he wants it his way, you want it your way. If you don't agree and the court does not make any ruling which removes anybody from any prison,
okay.
You will be content that we leave matters like they are, because part of what I wanted is an exploration about what alternatives can be resorted to before this matter is given full attention. And I don't know if the prison authorities, for argument's sake, are guilty of anything. I don't know why you would be so afraid of them being told that you are accused of this and this and this as against number 3.
If the prison
so you are predetermined that they should not hear about it until the court will have made some ruling, which cannot happen.
The prison authority are well conversant with the content of the letter. Because when you read, because myself, I had that opportunity, it says, the first line, it is on record. Blah, 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 the whole content is on record before this court. It's on record at court. So now, when...
and you are saying Advocate Baloyi should take your word for it, where that is concerned.
At one stage, it was not made, Your Lordship. There has been, even during that time, this court has been saying, I'm unable to act against the prison. I'm unable to make an order against prison.
Yeah.
Initially,
yeah.
I'm taking the court back.
Yeah.
And according to me, it was like the court was given the concern or the complaint of my client the cold shoulder. You see, of course, as for Baloyi,
well, that's your view. All I said is
that's my allegations.
Yeah, that's your allegation. That's your misguided allegation that I'm unconcerned, because even this morning I was telling you, actually my statement was the history of this country and its prisons and all those activities tell a story, and it is that story which is motivating me to disagree with the approach held by your colleagues. But that is, I'm not here to justify myself. What I'm saying is that, are you saying if you don't agree, because if you don't agree, then there won't be any argument going on. We'll then go to the next date. And I said, for saying that, I said I should be armed with something. I would be doubtful, I would be unsure of ordering that he goes back to the very same situation which may be in that letter, which I have not yet read. That's all I'm saying. And if you are happy for things to happen that way, all the same, you are his legal representative. We can as well close where we will have disagreed, and everybody goes to where they came from this morning.
Yeah, that's what I want to try to avoid. And I was about to say, insofar as the court is talking about the agreement of 3 of us, I don't see that why should be a disagreement, disagreement, and that will persuade the court to say, let the status quo remain. Because naturally, this is a criminal matter. We are in the criminal proceedings. My client is accused number 3 in a very serious matter of alleged murder. And then Advocate Baloyi as the state, he does not have a feelings. He doesn't care. Because this accused number 3 is a criminal to him. Let him suffer. Let him pay what he has done. Because my client has been called with all sorts of names in this country, whereby we've got the presumption of innocent. So, insofar as Advocate Baloyi is concerned, I'm not even concerned about it. He can, I don't want to repeat those words of previous time. He will argue until the courts come home. So, as for the argument of the state or the opposition of the state, I'm saying it's natural. You have to bring that, but it does not have substantiation. He cannot substantiate this argument. So, but if it's within the persuasion of this court, insofar as the state is concerned, for which I never heard this state making a very reasonable and very concerned substantiation or submission to this court to say why I'm opposing this. He's opposing this for the sake of opposing it, to say this is accused, I'm against him, and my authority. My bosses must see that I've been in court, I've been defending the state. Whichever thing that Teffo has been saying in relation to his client, I've been there to defend. Whether my defense has got the substance or not, I will just defend for the sake of defending, because I'm the defender.
As a court, please, my lord, Malana defense has said scurrilous and gratuitous insults, and we have given him all the opportunity to say what he wants to say. We are here to try and address the issues raised. We could have made progress. He's been addressing the court for the past couple of minutes. We could have put a call through to prison and see how we can address the issues. It will take us absolutely nowhere if we see the whole day and listen to the complaints. We're trying to perhaps find a practical solution to address the issues that have been raised in the letter. I suggest that perhaps we adjourn at this stage. Let's see how we can accommodate accused number 3.
We will adjourn now, and the following will happen.
Kuzokwenzeka lokhu ke okulandelayo ke manje.
The 3 of you shall confer and seek common ground. If you do not, do explore an intermediary alternative about the whereabouts of accused number 3 until this issue is fully attended. The reason why I'm saying so is because I have been made to believe that the issue, whether founded or not, has to do with the survival or otherwise of one of the accused. And that is why I insist on that. And I did say before that the history of this country taught us that these things have a way of happening the way that some of the inmates allege. I also have experience of some inmates falsely claiming same to have happened, which is why each time it happens, both sides have to be heard and a proper decision has to be arrived at.
Indeed, my lord.
Now, none of the claims should be brushed off the table. None of the denials should be brushed off the table, but they should be fully attended so that the court can be best informed in making any ruling. And that is the reason why I'm saying after you confer, if you don't agree, please explore a possibility of an intermediary position whilst this is given attention. If you continue to be in disagreement, the prison, which will have noted that there has been an interference by the court, albeit on an intermediary basis, will decide what to do, whether to come and put whatever record straight if they think there's a record not straight, or to leave matters as we are and we continue with this trial.
Indeed, my lord, that is all that we are suggesting, my lord.
So sizobuya ke ngo-2
Yes, Mr. Court.
kankantolo ngenhloso yokuthi ke bazokhulumisana umshushisi nabameli uzanye ukuthi ke kuthola ukuthi singatholakala yini isixazululo ubone ukuthi kungenziwani ke ngesimo sakhe ummangalo wesithathu.